Is there something that you could help us and Kelly and all of us in our community to maybe understand how to work through this period that feels like it's quite draining and exhausting on the body? How could we support ourselves more at this time with this and be more of service?
Well, you are very well aware of the energy approaching your planet and the synchronicity of its magic and beauty and its interaction with the sun and the interaction with that and the plasmic codes that had come through the 1111 gateway as flares of energy bombarded your planet and lights of colors and fractal patterns came across your skies. And as this was happening, a descent of codes arrived, and much has come into your energetic body. And for some of you, the integration of these vibrations is knocking you out. It is though it is putting you off to sleep, or it is perhaps waking you up very much, but it is coming in a way in which you are feeling it in your body. For some, you will notice a rise in your emotion, and for others, you will have glimpses and moments of oneness and unity and bliss. And yet, there is an understanding or recognition that something magnificent, something spectacular, something unknown, something in which you have not felt in the depth of your energetic being is arriving in a way that you have been waiting for a long time. And so we had prepared all of you for these energies and the descent of them as they will continue to accelerate and amplify in coming days and weeks and even months through the cycle of the equinoxes as it moves from one into the other, and the great birthing process, of course, which you are all in preparation for. And so you find yourself in linear time in this now moment in what might be understood from your perspective as a new moon, a space of emptiness. And so the mirrored reflection of that is deep rest. And so, in the remembering that we had shared with you these processes and these gateways, we noticed that some of you did them for a few days, or you were excited, or you committed, and then you perhaps fell off the wagon and were not able to keep up, and then you got discouraged and you felt tired and you went about your own business. And we want you to know that it's all right if there was a detour in your processing, but we encourage you to remember that just because there is a temporary detour, you can continue to find your way back to the route and to the destination with your intention. And so we're encouraging you all to return to those gateways, to those processes, to align with them, to act upon them. And in addition to that, it is of great importance at this time to receive water. For the water right now during this new moon is potent, and it too has received the codes, and it is already embedded and inside all of the water. And so the more water that you are able to drink at this time, the more you are able to integrate, the more you're able to receive, to amplify, and to absorb the vibrations of the delivery system of the frequencies that are arriving from the galactic realms. And so drinking as much water as possible and eliminating anything that is of a beverage that could be in any way toxic or sugar oriented, for this will begin to make it more difficult for you to assimilate what is coming in. The purpose for the processes within the 1111, as we recognize that that would be a portal opening of powerful process of energies as the winds carried the flares and the energies from the sun and the codes that had interacted prior to that with 3i Atlas, and that their arrival would be something in which you would need to honor and to have sacred frequency around. And so being gentle with yourself while simultaneously being disciplined. And so there is a difference between the two. The gentleness and the softening is the letting go. It is the releasing. It is the falling into the space of where it is that you are. It is in the allowing of whatever is arising to arise and to meet it with compassion and love. And simultaneously, it is also asking you to bring in the vibration of discipline, in that you are focused in your understanding that the more you are able to implement some of these practices in which we have spoken of that are quite simple, the more you are in alignment, for more receptive to the vibrations in which are flooding your planet at this time.
Are we able at this time, with things speeding up rapidly, to also alchemize that which seems a bit stuck or trapped or painful, to transmute that out and up as if thinking of going through an upgrade of sorts with assistance?
It is your willingness of acceptance that it is. It is the resistance to what is that continues to persist within your energetic field. And so sometimes there can be confusion around this, because there is a deep wanting to speed something up, to move forward, to fix it, to get away from it, to get somewhere other than where you are, for it to be over with, to be, in a sense, alchemized. But the true alchemy is the presence, the where it is that you are, in complete acceptance, in the opening and the surrendering to each moment as it arises, without an interpretation that it should be something other than it is now. And in that presence, when you fully can align with that essence of your own divinity without any resistance to whatever happens to be arising in any given moment, with the awareness of its divine perfection, the need for it to continue for in your linear time, for it to perpetuate itself for a long period of time on itself, collapses, begins to dissolve, because there is no resistance to it. And so it is a nuance within your energetic being around it. Rather than trying to overcome it, it is to allow and to be present with it, and to meet it with acceptance, not with resistance, in the surrendering and the knowing that it is in its divine order. And within that, its need for persistence begins to dissolve, and the alchemy in which you're speaking with arises from within.